This is Moments with the Master, Trinity Gardens Church of Christ. Thank you for tuning in. 1 Corinthians 10, 12 and 13. And the writer is talking about that those things that occurred in the Old Testament were meant to be examples to those of us who are the people of God today. So he says, I'm going to tell you something about temptation. He says, therefore, let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. He says, you have to be careful about thinking you're so strong that you're somehow standing on your own or in your own strength, because we do know that pride comes before a fall. And then this is what he says: no temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. So he's telling us something about temptation, even that temptation that overtakes us. He says, first of all, temptation is common to man. So don't let the enemy fool you and say that you are the first one that this has happened to, or you're the only one. No, whatever we go through, whatever that comes upon us is common to man. You're not the first one. You're not the only one that has been faced with this. But you need to be mindful of this, that God is faithful. You can trust God. He who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able. So every temptation is common to man, but every temptation is also controlled by God. As a child of God, there is nothing that can come to you or at you unless it comes through God. So it's common to man. You're not the only one. You're not the first one to go through this. It's controlled by God. God has not left you. He has not forsaken you. Doesn't matter what's happening. God is still with you, and he controls this situation. And he says he would not allow you to be tempted above what you're able to bear. So if God lets it come through you, then God says, I'm in you, and in you I'm able to bear this thing. He say, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Now listen at this. Every temptation, even those that overtake you, are common to man. Every temptation is controlled by God. You can trust God. Every temptation, there is a corridor of escape. If you trust God, if I trust God, no matter what comes at me, there is a way out. God will either give me the strength to go through it, he'll move it, or he'll give me a way around it. There's always a way out. So we know in our hearts, we have to know that every temptation is common. I'm not the first one. I'm not the only one. Every temptation is controlled by God. And with every temptation, there's a corridor of escape. God will give you a way out. God bless you. We'll see you next time.